Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So again, kind of going into these uh, the sales hack reasons why I believe that going into sales, especially business to business sales, is one of the quickest ways to get yourself to a six-figure salary without all the headaches of having to run a business, without having to get all the certification, the education. Um, um, I came across this article that I thought was pretty interesting here. So it says 7 reasons why everyone should have at least one sales job in their life. I've had several sales jobs in my life, but I wish that when I was younger, right, like I mentioned, when I first got into this industry, what shocked me while I was going to college for business administration was you had these kids fresh out of high school that were in there making $10,000, $20,000 a month doing sales for a business, getting a full-time salary, so making their little 30, 40, 50 grand a month base pay and earning huge commission checks every single month. But uh, and I'll cover more about the specifics of getting into business to business sales, but this is an article more just in general terms about, sales by Sales Lifestyle. It's a 4-minute read, but I'm probably gonna kind of take my time and expound on every point here. Mark Jung wrote this article. This is pretty funny. But first things first, table of contents says you can make a lot of money. It'll teach you grit. It's a great way to learn about business in general, which is 1,000% correct. You'll learn how to handle objections and rejection, which we all need tougher skin in life. I think no one's ever um, not benefited from having a tough skin. You'll appreciate what millions of people do for a living. It can be fun and exciting, and you just might love it. I mean, for me, it's great. I love doing sales, right? Nothing better than getting somebody's credit card number, put it in the system, getting that commission check. If you ask random people how they feel about sales, you're likely to hear one of the following: I could never do that job. I don't know if I'd be any good at it, and I'd be a total natural. And the crazy thing in my training class, we had those extroverts, people that were kind of fun, outgoing, loud, couldn't stay quiet, the jokers of the group. And you would think that those are the people that will be the most successful in sales. But what I've found over time is that the highest performing sales reps, especially like myself, I was pretty introverted. I didn't think I would be the top performing person or one of the top performing people in my training class, right? I think we started with about 60 reps. By the end of the year, there were only two of us left, and I was one of them. And if you had met us all at the beginning, you wouldn't think I would be the person. But it's just certain principles that I embodied, even though I was the least likely candidate to be successful. English is my second language. I have a pretty bad accent. My name is pretty crazy sounding. It was just so many things that I thought would go wrong with me cold calling for a living. But just because I was able to put certain principles into practice, I became extremely successful at it. And a big part of this channel is me sharing some of this knowledge and wisdom to help the next person jump into this industry, which I think anybody could be successful in. It's just a matter of getting your emotions out of the way, right? Don't get out your feelings. Uh, Follow instructions. Stop trying to make things up as you go. It's a proven system. Thousands of people have done it. All you have to do is just get out your head, follow the process, trust the process, and you'll be successful. But yeah, so a lot of people I thought would be natural at it, they weren't that successful at it. They didn't cut it. So 9 times out of 10, the person who says, I don't know if I'd be good at it, I could never do that job, will probably end up more successful than the person you would think would be a total natural. So just get all your preconceived expectations about sales out of the way. It's nothing like the movies, how TV shows, how they all portray sales to be, the fast talking, uh, deceptive, high energy, always smiling with the fake smirk. No. Uh, as I gain more experience in the field, I'm actually like very chill, nonchalant. I literally don't like super chill, just super casual. That's how you get the money. You get people to relax and feel comfortable with you, and you do that just by being super chill and natural. It's so much easier. I noticed a lot of people made it way harder than it needed to be. They were just doing too much when you didn't have to do any of that, and you would have made more money. Most successful sales reps, when we're closing deals, we sound like, you know, it is what it is. Just closing this deal. It's just another day. If that works for you, cool. If not, I get it. That's literally the vibe. Going slow, being nonchalant, being super relaxed, uh, and you end up making more money versus the fast talking, uh, you know, bouncing off the walls, super cheesy sales reps that they portray in this industry. So don't get it twisted. All your preconceived notions are probably wrong about sales. But the truth is a little bit more complicated. There are many who never thought they'd be any good at sales who find themselves excelling at it. Exactly. And others, usually extroverts, who crash and burn in a number of months. Exactly. They can't sit still. They can't stay at their desk. And if you're one of those people who has to constantly move around, you can't sit at a desk and just get your work done for a few hours. It might work for you because I've seen some extroverts crush it. I've seen people that would get on the phones for a while, set an appointment, close a deal, jump around, high fiving everybody, bouncing off the walls. It works for all different personality types, but you just have to do the work and you have to embody those characteristics that make you successful first. Then you could be extroverted. If you try to be extroverted thinking that's going to get you anywhere, probably not. People who get upset, who get emotional. One person tells them no, and they're trying to argue with the person, trying to make the person see, don't you get it? This is great for you. Why don't you want to do it? This is perfect for you. Trying to beat someone over the head with reason and logic and force them to do it. That's not the way, guys. You don't have to do that. Just let them go and move on to the next person. 9 times out of 10, just not caring and moving on to the next person will make you far more money than wasting your time trying to convince each and every person. Some people just won't get it. That's life. Move on. It's not that complicated. It's very easy. I don't even know why they care so much. I used to always be perplexed, like, why are you trying to explain so much to this person? We literally have millions of businesses you could be talking to. And the time you wasted arguing with this one person, you could have been talking to somebody else who would have got it. But again, that's just life. People just don't understand things. People make things harder for themselves than it has to be. So yeah, a lot of times the extroverts, they just care too much and they get burned out when really you should have just not cared and moved on with your life and you'd be making six figures. It's crazy. But for everybody else, sales remains something that they only deal with when they're in the market for a new product or as an abstract concept for movies and television. Exactly. Most people have no idea what goes on under the hood, how we actually walk a person through from introduction to wanting to check out a demonstration to going ahead and signing up and getting that credit card number in the system. And it shouldn't be this way. Everybody should try their hand at sales at some point in their career. Not only can it give you a different perspective on one of the most prolific professions in the world, it can also teach you valuable skills that you can then carry with you through the rest of your career and life. So here are the 7 reasons why everyone should have at least one sales job at some point in their life. You can make great money. Bar none, I haven't seen anyone make the type of money we make in sales uh, anywhere else. And I think we make more money than the managers even. And the directors, we work with software developers who make more money than they do. I either teach you grit, correct. Um, so let me go back here. So sales has changed more people's lives than perhaps any other profession in the world. It gives people opportunities to make more money than they ever thought possible. That's what happened for me, guys. I've made more money than I ever thought possible. And without having to earn an advanced degree. If you're someone who's financially driven or looking to save up for the future or for your own business venture, there's probably no better option than going into sales. Especially, I like that part for your own business venture. When you're talking to business owners, throughout my sales career, I've literally spoke with, sold to hundreds, if not thousands, of businesses. So what do you think that does for me, for my mentality? How well do you think I understand how these business owners think? How well do you think I understand what a business owner cares about? How many uh, how many times has a business owner actually told me their entire situation for me to understand their mindset and to get them to give you, to give me a credit card number and authorization to pull thousands of dollars from it with signing a year-long contract with my company. I understand business. You understand business so much more than the next person. You get to see. I know my first sales job, we were calling it all kinds of businesses, and literally we would ask them, well, what type of customers are you looking for? How many customers are you doing per day? What are you currently doing for marketing? I'm literally hearing all these businesses tell me their entire life story. So when it's time for me to do my own business, or when it's time for me to start my own business, I have so much more wisdom and knowledge than the average person because I've spoken to and sold to so many businesses. Another side benefit is that you actually get a lot of job offers as well. If you sound really professional, if you're really persuasive and you build a good relationship with that business owner. I've had businesses invite me out. I've had people offer me jobs on the spot, like, "Hey, look, we need someone like you over here. If you're ever in our neck of the woods, you have a job." Yeah, yeah, we've received tons of job offers. My colleagues, a lot of my coworkers, and myself. It's just a natural part of the process when you're doing business to business sales, because you're calling them and you sound professional and you're selling them, and while you're selling them they really like that and they wish they had someone doing that for their business. But yeah, so there's probably no better option than going into sales. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys here. This is probably the best way for you to get to six figures and then to leverage that into getting to making six figures per month, to leverage that into making millions of dollars. It's probably no better way than sales. I mean, if you have a if you're a doctor, if you're a lawyer, or if you want to get a high professional degree somewhere to try to get to this kind of money, or even to be like blue collar, get your own license and certifications, you can get to six figures. But this is probably the easiest, fastest, and you will learn so much. It'll teach you grit. Grit is a critically important life skill. There's no better job suited to teach you grit than sales. Not only do you have to constantly keep proverbially rolling a boulder uphill, right? You also have to restart the climb by the end of every single month or every quarter. And we joke about this. Every month you start at zero. These companies don't care about you. Is what have you done for me lately? And I love that about sales. Doesn't matter how last month went. At the beginning of the month, on the first, we're all at square zero. It's time to go out there and get it again. And you have to get it again and again and again every single month. And it'll just teach you to go out there and how to hunt for yourself. Uh, no other job would teach you that. If you just show up to a job and you just daydream your way through the day and get your little paycheck, go home, and it's just not gonna be the same level of motivation, drive, and it's not gonna stir up those emotions and feelings within you that sales will do. I always say sales will test you. Sales will make you a different person. It'll make you a different beast. It'll just unleash a different type of animal within you, working in these super competitive sales environments and realizing that, hey, look, it's a new month. You're back at zero. I don't care how good last month was. You're back at square zero. What are you gonna do this month? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's great for self development. It's great for your character. It's great for your spirit. It's great for your soul, and it's great for your paycheck. It's a great way to learn about business. Like they mentioned, quite a few of the world's most successful CEOs started their careers in sales. I think about 70% of all billionaires started in direct sales. So whether it's Mark Cuban uh, or Salesforce, we actually use Salesforce, founder Mark Benioff, there's a good reason for this. Learning sales can give you a look at how business is conducted from the early stages of prospecting all the way through post closing support. And if you're selling to other businesses, for you to sell to them, you have to understand how their business operates. You're literally getting under the hood. You're getting to look at hundreds of thousands of different businesses from the owner's mouth himself. Just you speaking to business owners, it changes how you process reality because you're hearing it from them. Like you become like these business owners because you see what they're dealing with. You're not talking to a bunch of broke employees all day. You're talking to wealthy, successful, most of the time older business owners, and you get to see the world through their eyes. That's the only way you can convince them to give you money. Uh, and once you get to that phase where you're consistently getting people like that to trust you, give you money, to want to do business with you, um, yeah, it'll just completely change how your mind operates, and it'll completely change your future outlook. Teaches you how to deal with people, how to make deals happen, how to bring in new business. And if you have business aspirations or just want to better understand how commerce works, sales is probably the best place to learn. That's why I'll have another video coming out. But that's why I say, instead of starting a business, getting a business to business sales job is probably going to be better for your income revenue. You can get to six figures quicker. And then the knowledge and the experience that you will pick up in this industry, you can easily transition to starting a business. Very, very easily transition to starting your own business because you know all the ins and outs. Handling rejection is a big one. This is why I've seen so many people fail because they focus on rejection. Everyone will deal with rejection at some point in their life, and no matter what, it can hurt. That's why having some sales experience can be so important. Learning how to deal with rejection and continuing to push forward is a great life skill to have, and it's a skill that salespeople develop early on in their tenures. While no one wants to feel the sting of rejection, salespeople learn how to cope with it and channel it into productive behaviors. Literally. When I first started, I was super shy, super nervous, right? Every time someone told me no, it hurt my feelings. Now it's funny to me. Now I literally don't even pay attention to it. Now I'm literally trying to count how many times a person to tell me no, um, and I just keep pushing through like it literally like doesn't phase me, which is interesting, right? How much you can develop and grow so quickly. I remember one I was so nervous that I used to put on my desk when I was working. I had a sticky note and I would put on there boulder every day. Or what was it? I used to put bolder with every call. So when I was making a phone call, I wasn't trying to make the sale. I wasn't trying to close a deal. I was just trying to get bolder. So I would make hundreds of phone calls every day, not to try to make money or to make sales, just to get stronger and bolder, just to be able to handle that rejection better. I did that several times, and it changed who I am, right? It changed my personality. It made me more resilient, and the sales came. You'd be surprised when you actually trying to get the no's and trying to get the rejections out of people, you actually get people who want to buy, who they want to sign up all of a sudden. It's weird how that works when you stop caring how the market reacts so differently to you versus if you care and you're so sensitive about, oh my God, I can't believe this person said no. When you've worked a while in sales after your first, I'll say not even 2 or 3 months, you literally stop caring. You'll find it funny. Now, the people who don't make it past that couple of months is because they care too much about the rejection. Some people just can't deal with it. This is not for everyone. Like people telling them no, like shatters the entire world, and it just crushes them, and they don't know how to process it. And I felt it when I first started. It used to bother me, but I was always looking at uh, the outcome. I was looking at how much money these people were making who learned how to deal with it. How much money do I want to make? Do I want to stay in debt? Do I want to keep making 40, 30, 40 grand for the rest of my life? Or do I want to have a great month and make $10,000, make $20,000 in a month? Which is it? Which path do you want, right? And that's what gave me the drive to push through. I would put the money target this month. I used to have the Dragon Ball Z meme over 9,000. I had that on my desk because I wanted to hit over $9,000 in a month, and I hit that, right. But this was like within my first year or second year, I hit over a $9,000 month. But so whenever someone's telling me no, I don't care because I'm looking at over 9,000. The great thing about sales also is it all breaks down into numbers. Uh, a lot of the sales companies, they're very metrics driven. So each individual sales rep has their own metrics. So I know for myself, for example, I know that for every 15 secretaries or gatekeepers I talk to, I'll get to make about 5 pitches. And for every 3 times that I pitch a product or service, one person is going to say yes and schedule an appointment with me. That's just my numbers. Everybody's numbers are different. And typically the company average kind of hangs around a certain mean. But I just know for myself, those are my numbers. So I know when I'm calling, every time I'm getting go, he's not here, they're not available, call back next week. I know by the time I get 15 of those, I would have pitched 5 people. And out of those 5 people that I pitch, every 3 times that I pitch, one person is going to schedule with me. And out of 3 of those appointments that I schedule, somebody's going to buy. So once I know the numbers, once you understand the metrics, you don't care about one person telling me no. You're just another no in the pile. I'm getting closer to that person who's going to say yes. And this is not just me hoping and wishing. These are my metrics that have been measured out over the past however many years I've been what, at this company over 4 years now. So that's just what it is. So why do I care if a person rejects me? I literally don't care. You're just on to the next one. Thank you. I got the 2 rejections I needed. The next one should be scheduling an appointment with me. And if not, okay, maybe today's weird. I got 2 more that are gonna schedule with me next because the numbers always line up and the numbers always average out. Reality works in averages. It's crazy, but it does, even when it comes to sales. I don't know why I'm getting so excited, but it's just crazy. So you'll appreciate what millions of people do for a living. You get a great peek into other people's lives. Yep, because you get to see, especially when that's what I was mentioning about with these businesses. You get a look at how their business is running, how much money they're making, how many customers they're getting. When I was selling to businesses, I was like, oh my God, roofers are making a crazy amount of money. No, at one point I was selling to roofers and general contractors. These guys would be like, yeah, I do about 4 or 5 remodels every month. I got a team of about 7 or 8 people. Like, how much do you charge per remodel? Like, the average is 20 or 30 grand. Like, wait a minute. You're doing like 4 or 5 every month and y'all are doing 20 or 30 grand per. So y'all are doing like 100 to 150,000 every month. You with you and just 5 people? Yep. And that was a small business. And that's not even a huge business. But I would have these conversations with business owners so many times. I talked to one guy, he was doing uh tree trunk removal or tree stump removal. So he had bought a little machine. He was removing tree stumps, charging them $800 a pop. This was back in 2016. $800 a pop per tree stump removed, and he was doing probably about 3 to 4 per day. Dude was clocking, almost making millions of dollars just removing tree stumps. You would never learn that if you were never trying to. We were trying to sell them advertising to get more customers. But yeah, I've talked to gate companies, I've talked to nurses, secretaries, home health care companies, cleaning companies. You'd be shocked how much these businesses are doing. Now, some of them are making a lot of revenue, but they're spending a lot also, so they don't get to keep a lot. So it's a whole different world. So you talk to a business that's doing $1 million a month, but the owner is only taking home like $7,000, $8,000. So he's right on the edge. If one expense goes a little bit over, he's in the hole. So he has a problem that sometimes we have a solution, sometimes we don't, right? But you just get to see how with business to business, you just get to learn how other businesses operate, and it just helps you get the correct mindset when it is time for you to start your own business. It's not they can't it's fun and exciting. Sales is always fun and exciting. When you close that deal, when you get that credit card number, when you get that check, it's beautiful. Just showing up in the building, knowing that there's no telling what's gonna happen today. I can literally one phone call could change my whole day, can change my whole week. One phone call could change my whole month. I've called some customers, called the right person at the right time, and there's an extra $2,000 on my check because I called the right person at the right time. One of my managers used to always use the lottery analogy. He was like, it's like working in sales is almost like you're playing the lottery, except for you're the house. You can't lose. If I call a business, I can't lose. But every time I call a business or I make a pitch, I'm pretty much spinning the wheel, and we'll see what comes out. I might get money, I may not, but I'm the house, and every call I make is another chance to who knows what I might get out of that phone call. I've called into a business, closed a 10 location deal, brought in $6,000. You can't do that if you're not, you know, playing in this game. If you're just working your regular job, getting your same regular check, you don't get the opportunity to make a phone call and take home $1,000, $2,000 on a regular basis, having $1,000 days pretty regularly. That doesn't happen for most people because they're not working in sales. So you just might love it. Yeah, if it's for you, if this sounds exciting for you, um, definitely I would say uh, I think I have a link to my email list. I provide you. I have a free course on how to get into the industry, how to navigate certain pitfalls, how to find the best jobs, because there's thousands of companies, thousands of different sales jobs. What I recommend is business to business sales, uh, especially business to business software sales. It just rains money in that industry. Profits are through the roof. They spoil the heck out of you guys if you're a sales rep, and you can make ridiculous amounts of money. Uh, I've never seen that kind of money anywhere else before. And I've worked in different sales industries, but this is just the best. So yeah, definitely subscribe to the channel. I hope you like this video. Join my email list. Join my inner circle. Links below the video as usual. Find a way to get with me. Contact me if you want coaching. But yeah, I'm just here to help you guys get on the path to where you could start getting these opportunities and making these kind of paychecks because it's out there. There's tons of opportunity out there. It's never going away. All businesses will need sales reps. Says join. So that's actually my official job title. I'm an AE. I'm a senior AE, senior account exec. But yep, you want to join thousands of top performing AEs. I've never heard of Dooley. We typically use Salesforce. Uh, but yeah, I think I'm about to get out of here. Let me know in the comments what you think and catch you on the next video.